Right, Aguanah Valley for game 2. Let's hope it's a better game than the first one. That was just a whole raft of weird. Aguanah Valley, unlike the last map, this is a really small map. So you do have this weird structure in the middle, which means that just increases the walk distance, but even with that, the walk distance is not that much. If I just zoom out here, you can come around here and up into your opponent's base pretty handily. So it's a small map. I don't know whether we'll see these players play any differently because, oh god, no. Double gas into eBay is just, or rather eBay into double gas is not something that's happened in the history of professional StarCraft, that's for sure. And there's a reason for that. It's because it's rubbish. So you don't need an eBay until such times as you need to build turrets is normally the first thing. I mean, if you've got like a well thought out classy sort of timing attack that's going to be a +1 timing attack, then I'd forgive you for dropping an eBay maybe at sort of when your barracks is half done. Maybe I would forgive that, but under no circumstances are you going to drop it before the barracks, because even with some clever +1 timing attack, you need the barracks first. Otherwise, what is it you're getting +1 for? Like 3 Marines? More Marines is better than less Marines with +1. It's as simple as that. So both players refusing to just build their expos in the obvious places. I do like this, to be fair, because this is an island and because Terran buildings can fly. I do quite like flying out the CC to the island. So I'm going to let you off with that, Eddie. This, on the other hand, is just a complete waste. Like, why? Like what literally what have you achieved by doing this? Nothing. Your opponent's built a tower, so he knows it's there. Look, he can see your workers mining. Oh god. Right, Reapers should kill a Zealot without taking any damage whatsoever, and they do. But Reapers, I've mentioned this before, are essentially guff units in terms of any sort of straight up fight, but they are very useful units for scouting. What they're not good for is just parked outside the frontier base. That isn't a useful thing at all. +1 attack being researched here on Aguanah's side. And actually, against Terran, normally you would go +1 armor, because Terrans tend to have Marines, and the way that Marines do damage, you get much more value out of the armor. The Stalkers managed to pick off one of the Reapers, stop it being annoying, and are in fact going to get the second one as well. So the Reaper's not achieving too much. Loving the Observer in the middle of the base here. If you're playing as Protoss, you can, with an Observer, you tap T and it puts it into like sentry mode, where it becomes immobile but has a greater vision range. But of course you can't move it without moving it back into tapping T again and putting it back into transport mode, or whatever it's called. That's actually a really handy thing, especially if you use F2. If you're unfamiliar with the F2 button, F2 simply grabs your entire army. That was a slightly ambitious location there, right there. What I'm curious about is, here we are, like approaching 8 minutes. Why do neither of these players have an army? Like, what it. Your army supply is it. This, I liked it, but you do have to build workers there for it to be any use whatsoever. You really do. The double eBay here is just a bunch of weird, isn't it? So I don't know, there's Reapers coming out. What are they going to do? Like, come in, I don't know, taunt the Stalkers and then run away in the hope that the Stalkers just go home again in frustration? I'm not 100% sure what Reapers are going to do, what they're going to add to this. Oh god. Yeah. Now, to be fair, if these Hellbats come out we'll get to see just how good Stalker Immortal is against Hellbats. Stalkers have got blink, so they are just going to jump across this gap and wreck this base. This one Zealot is going to go ham on that. These guys are really good against Zealots, actually. You know, ideally you'd micro them so that they don't take damage. What they're not good against is anything else. That's, certainly nothing else that Protoss have got to offer. They are very good against Zerglings, Hellbats. So as soon as the Protoss army starts shooting, it is just going to wreck everything in sight very, very quickly. And it's going to be GG very soon. There we go. Yep, I thought that might happen. So the CC takes off to fly into the corner. So, you know, in general, if you see this sort of stuff happening, your response is just instantly drop a Stargate, because, you know, this, so that you can just get flying units to fly around the map and kill it. It just makes your life so much simpler. You know, build a single Void Ray, whatever, build a Phoenix. Phoenix are really fast, so they will find it, but if it takes a Phoenix roughly a month to shoot a command center to death, and they can't shoot it if it lands. So a Void Ray is probably the better choice. Moves a bit more slowly. I like this. The worker is going to see this coming past, so he knows exactly where to get to. The Stalkers with blink should be able to just blink onto this and focus it on. Boom. GG.